Programming for Kids. Scratch. How do sprites talk and listen? Welcome. In this session, we shall learn how sprites send message to each other. Welcome. In this session, we shall learn how sprites send message to each other. As you see here, I have two sprites. One Pico is there and a dog is there. What Pico will do is Pico will ask the dog to go, and as the dog receives this message, the dog will move. So let us see how do we do that. The code I have already prepared here. Let me zoom into the code and let me explain you what is happening here. Before going into this code, let us see how many poses Pico have. Let's go to costumes of Pico. This is the original pose of Pico and this is the second pose, pose B. So when Pico will say, the name of the dog I have assumed is Jade. So when Pico will say Jade go, so it should look like as if Pico's mouth has moved. So we will change the costume to the second one. This is the first one. And when Pico will speak, it will be like this. How we will achieve this? The moment animation runs, Pico will switch the pose, switch the costume to Pico B. That is this one. And then it will say Jade go for 1 second. After that, immediately it will switch back to pose A, costume A. Switch costume to these two blocks are in looks category. We have already seen them earlier also. Say block is in looks category also. You see here, say something for this duration. So I have taken this block, say, and what it is saying, Jade go. I can click here and I can change the text. For how many seconds? 1 second. Now this is understood. Moving on to this particular block. This block is actually taking care of communication from Pico to dog. How it is happening? This broadcast block is in events category. Here it is. Using broadcast block, we can make the sprite send a message to all the other sprites. Whatever you broadcast reaches to every sprite in your animation. So here what saying, Pico is saying go. Now this is what user will see. Jade go. This user will see on the screen appearing. But this message will not be seen. This is an internal message or kind of a signal as go. This will be broadcasted and it will be reached. It will be heard by dog also. Let us see what will happen when dog will receive this message. How the dog is going to receive this message is coded in dog's coding. In events category, there is another block called when I receive. When I receive, this event helps the sprite to listen or to receive the message broadcasted by any other sprite. So what did Pico broadcast? Go go. You can decide the message on your own also. You can type any message. I had decided go, a simple message. This is broadcasted. Coming down to dog coding. When I receive block will capture that message go. See here. And the moment this message is captured, dog will start performing whatever is coded here. What is coded here? The dog is moving 2 steps. And how long it is moving 2 steps? Forever. That means dog will keep moving until we stop it. So Pico will switch to one costume. We'll say Jade go for 1 second. It will switch back to the original costume, that is mouth closed. Then it will broadcast a message go go. This message will be received by the dog, and dog will start moving 2 steps at a time forever. Let us test this. I click here. Did you notice? Let us check it out once again. Bringing the dog back. Did you notice how Pico switched the costumes? Pico says Jade go. Then the message is broadcasted to the dog. Dog receives the message and it starts moving 2 steps at a time forever. This is how a message is broadcasted by any sprite. That broadcast message is reaching to every sprite in the animation, but the sprite which has implemented when I receive block will be able to capture that message and perform the task. Now that we have understood the concept, let us enhance this code a little. Let's Now that we have understood the concept, let us enhance this code a little. Let's attach some appropriate event with this code for Pico. Let me bring in this my favorite space bar key when a space key is pressed. Then for the dog, let us see what enhancement we can do. Dog is moving 2 steps forever until we stop it. Let us give it some limit. So I bring this block apart. I bring move block out and I get rid of get rid of forever block. I go back to control category. Instead of forever, I take up this repeat block and I mention its value 20. So that this means repeat 20 times. What is going to be repeated? Whichever blocks you keep inside repeat block. So in addition to forever block, which executes the blocks inside it forever until you stop it, repeat block executes the blocks enclosed within it as many times as mentioned there. So here repeat 20 means move 2 steps, this thing will happen 20 times. So the dog will move a little distance. Let us check it out. So to run this entire thing, I just need to press space bar. Well, the dog moved a little. So we can adjust the code little bit. Either I increase the number of steps or I increase the number of repetitions. So here I make it 40. That would be fine. The dog will move a little farther. Then if you see, this dog is actually not moving, it is actually sliding as if on ice. So let's see what all costumes for dog are there. So there is this one, this one, this one. So can we make it a little realistic? You got my idea? This is dog pose B. This is A. Dog is already in pose A. Let's see what enhancement can we do for this script. Well, you guessed right. I go to looks and I say switch costume to B. Then I say again switch costume back to A. And that goes, of course, here. Should we give a little pause? Let's try that. Here, I gave it a pause of say 0.12, a very brief pause. Let us try this out. Oh, dog's legs are moving too fast. Well, let us simplify it. The speed has to be a little bit more. Let's make it 8. This movement has to be a little, let's say 0.8. Let us check this out. Well, a little realistic, but still a little work has to be done. Let us see if I can add one more weight over here and give it another 0.8 seconds. Let's check it out. Dog is too lazy, but it's moving a little realistically. So I make the seconds a little smaller, 3, 3, and of course the steps 10. Let us see. A little better. So if you're going to tweak these values for move and this much, that should make some difference. So this is how we can enhance the script further. So when this dog is going to move, this entire thing will be repeated 40 times. Dog will switch the costume to B. It will move 10 steps, wait for a few seconds, zero point 0.3 seconds rather, then switch to costume A, 0.3 seconds, and so on. This will keep going on 40 times. So this is how we can make the sprites communicate with each other. And here we are seeing how the message go is received by dog and how the repeat block is used to execute certain blocks as many times as mentioned here in repeat. That is the difference between repeat and forever. Forever keep going